Welcome to this explainer. All right, let's just dive right into it, because honestly, the 2026 laptop market is practically a maze right now. If you're out there hunting for the perfect machine under 60,000 rupees, you've probably figured out that the rules of the game have completely changed. So our main goal today is to demystify this tricky market, cut right through all that marketing noise, and help you find the absolute best value for your hard-earned money, based on exactly what you need your computer to do. And to understand why buying a laptop has gotten so tricky, we really have to look at the current reality. There's been a recent, pretty severe hike in RAM and SSD prices, and that has drastically limited our options. We used to be able to get much higher configurations super easily at this price point, but with this sudden spike in costs, well, buying a laptop right now requires a smarter, much more targeted approach. You really can't just throw money at a shiny brand name anymore. You've got to know exactly what's under the hood.
So to make sense of all this, here's our roadmap for today. 1. The 2026 market reality. 2. Cracking the spec code. 3. Productivity and coding. 4. Top displays and battery kings. 5. The hardcore gaming choice. And finally, 6. Buy new or upgrade.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the 2026 market reality. To lay the groundwork for how the hardware market operates today, I want to pose a question directly to you. Why does the exact same graphics card, like the literal exact same GPU, perform completely differently in two different laptops? You could go out and buy two machines with the exact same specs on paper, yet one runs your games at 50 frames per second and the other is pushing 100. Why is that? Well, this brings us to a massive aha moment about what is easily the most misunderstood hardware specification out there. It all boils down to three letters, TGP, or Total Graphics Power. Basically, this is the maximum amount of wattage your laptop's graphics card is actually allowed to pull. A high TGP means the GPU can draw a lot more power, which gives you significantly better real-world performance than a low TGP version of the exact same card. As our sources highlight, some manufacturers will actually bottleneck their GPUs by limiting their power draw, usually because the laptop's battery or cooling system just can't handle the heat. So, golden rule, always check the TGP.
Moving right along to Section 2, cracking the spec code.
When you're buying a laptop, your priorities completely depend on the kind of user you are. If you're a gamer, your priority order is strictly GPU first, then cooling, and then the CPU. Gamers literally have to prioritize cooling and power because heat kills performance. But if you're an everyday user, a student, or an office worker looking for a thin and light laptop, your priorities completely flip. You should be focusing entirely on storage speed, then the CPU, and then the display. Fast storage is the secret sauce that actually makes a thin and light laptop feel snappy when you're opening up your apps.
And here is a crucial tip. You need to know how to read the CPU names. That single letter at the very end of the processor name dictates everything. If you see an H or an HX at the end of an Intel or AMD chip, that stands for high power. It's built for heavy lifting and gaming, but warning, it will absolutely drain your battery and run hot. On the flip side, if you see a U series, that stands for basic tasks. It's incredibly battery efficient, so if you just need a laptop for browsing the web, watching movies, and doing basic office work, the U series is your best friend.
All right, let's get into the actual laptops. Section 3, productivity and coding powerhouses. We're looking at machines for users who need raw processing power for things like heavy coding, Android development, and some serious multitasking. 12,000. That is the multi-core benchmark score achieved by the Asus VivoBook 14, which happens to be powered by the new Intel Core Ultra 5 125H processor. Let me tell you, this score completely defies expectations for a laptop in the 60,000 rupee price range. It's a Series 2 processor with 14 cores and 14 threads, which basically makes it an absolute monster for developers. It even throws in a glass-finished trackpad for a really premium multitasking feel.
Now, another fantastic option for coders is the HB15. This machine is also rocking that highly capable Intel Core Ultra 12H processor. But I really want to point out its NPU, the neural processing unit. It delivers 12 TOPS, or trillions of operations per second, which is dedicated entirely to AI tasks. That means heavy AI workloads aren't going to bog down your main processor. Plus, the integrated Intel Arc graphics on this thing are actually powerful enough to get you 50 to 60 frames per second in GTA 5 on high settings. It's a brilliantly balanced machine for both work and play.
Shifting gears a bit, let's look at Section 4, top displays and battery kings.
This category is for all the creators and students out there who prioritize having a gorgeous screen and all-day endurance. If display quality is your absolute #1 priority, the MotoBook 60 is a creator's dream. It comes with a stunning 14-inch 2.8K OLED display boasting a butter-smooth 120Hz refresh rate. But the real game changer here, especially for video editors, is the 100% DCI-P3 color accuracy and a crazy 1100 nits of peak brightness. Basically, the colors you see on your screen are exactly the colors you're going to get when you hit export. Pair all that with a powerful Core 7 CPU, and it's pretty much unbeatable for creative work at this price.
But wait, get a load of this quote. Surprise! Even Apple is in the 60K, 65K range now. I know, it's actually quite a shock to see, but Apple has made this completely unexpected and super aggressive entry into the budget segment. And honestly, it's really shaking up the Windows dominance in this category.
And that Apple offering brings us to this astonishing number, 15. That is the hour count of battery life on the new MacBook Neo. How on earth are they doing this? Well, they took the wildly efficient 18 Pro chip, ported it straight over from the iPhone 16 Pro, and basically just dropped it into a laptop. It actually beats the older M1 in benchmarks and gives you a ridiculous 15 to 16 hours of battery life. Keep in mind, though, it only has 8 GB of RAM and there's no backlit keyboard, so it's strictly a machine for research, studying, and maybe some light editing.
Now, if you are firmly Team Windows but you still want incredible battery life, the Samsung Galaxy Book 4 is your Windows battery king. It reliably delivers about 6 to 7 hours of playback, but, and listen up because this is a really important warning, the 16 GB of RAM on this machine is soldered directly onto the motherboard. You absolutely cannot upgrade it later. What you buy today is exactly what you are stuck with forever.
Let's move on to Section 5, the hardcore gaming choice.
This category is entirely for the dedicated gamers out there who need maximum frame rates and really couldn't care less about thinness or all-day battery. Finding a true capable gaming laptop under 60K right now is tough, but the Asus TUF Gaming A15 is the definitive choice. It's packing a Ryzen 7 7435HS processor and an NVIDIA RTX 3050. And hey, remember our TGP lesson from earlier? This laptop has a 75-watt TGP, which ensures you are actually getting the raw graphical power you're paying for. Top it off with a fast 144Hz display and a very robust cooling system, and you're good to go.
However, let's be totally impartial here and talk about the inevitable trade-offs. Because when you buy a gaming rig at a price point this aggressive, you're making what the sources call the gaming compromise. You need to expect a pretty dim 250-nit display, which can definitely strain your eyes if you're using it all day for regular office work, and you're looking at a maximum of just 3 hours of battery life. And that's if you aren't even playing a game. If you load up a title, it's going to drain even faster. You are strictly paying for performance here, not portability.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 6, buy new or upgrade.
Before you go opening your wallet and dropping 60,000 rupees, I really want to offer you this ultimate life hack we found in the source material for savvy tech owners. If you've got an older laptop sitting around that's running at a snail's pace, try walking through this logical sequence of steps first to revive it. Step 1, open it up and use a vacuum or compressed air to clean out the fans and air vents. Dust literally destroys performance. Step 2, take it to a service center and have them apply fresh thermal paste to your CPU to fix any overheating. Step 3, ditch your old hard drive and upgrade to a blazing fast NVMe SSD. Doing just these 3 things can make a machine that takes 2 full minutes to boot up suddenly start in just 10 seconds. It's like magic.
And that brings us to the end of this explainer, leaving us with one final, pretty provocative question. Take a hard, honest look at what you actually use your computer for. Do you really need to spend 60,000 rupees on a brand new machine today, or does your trusty old laptop just need a good deep clean and a new SSD to feel brand new again? Let that sink in for a second. Use the frameworks we talked about today to make the absolute smartest choice for your workflow and your wallet. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy laptop hunting!